Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the healing tools that we are discussing and developing here at Peace and Harmony. There's a lot of information regarding the narcissist, how they abuse, their personality types, how the effect that they have on people in their sphere of influence. The toxic people, the people who are self-important, the people who have no empathy, who pathologically lie, who have impulse control, who have a haughty sense of attitude about themselves and really look down on others, treat others with disdain and exploitation of them and their good qualities. This is essentially termed narcissistic abuse. So whether you've exposed the narcissist or whether you're still in contact with them, it's very important to utilize some tools to really get you back to a state of homeostasis, balance, and happiness. And I'm calling this essentially owning your authentic self or owning your truth. When we've encountered narcissistic abuse, oftentimes the locus of control of our life has been towards that narcissist. We've essentially been living for them, giving up our own identity, giving up our own needs, giving up our own voice, and living in silence to help really further them, to serve as their supply, to serve as their support, to constantly be trying to please them, constantly be taking care of them, reacting to their needs, reacting to their wishes, to the point where it becomes toxic. Yes, these people have a personality disorder. They abuse people emotionally, spiritually, physically, psychologically, and this pain can really start to fester and be carried around for one's life. In fact, decades. Many people have really begun to identify narcissistic abuse and emerge only after they've gained the knowledge of this type of abuse and personality. So I'd like to really focus in on some of the recovery tools to help you reestablish yourself and giving yourself some direction after really trying to separate from a narcissist, either through separation or divorce, or trying to declare your boundaries. So number one is identifying your boundaries, knowing that you are your own person, you have your own needs, wishes, desires, dreams, and that those are owned by you. And they are separate oftentimes from the narcissist abuser. The narcissist abuser would love to keep you in a position where you're subjugated and oppressed under their power. They would love to keep you in place as their supply, where you're constantly thinking about them, constantly responding to their needs, constantly having to belay your own needs and wishes and desires and being affirmed for those, being mirrored for those, being acknowledged for those, and having those essentially applauded. You're not really going to get this on a genuine level from a narcissist, and that really is what's so hurtful and tends to corrode someone's actual identity and self-esteem. And this carries over into all aspects of one's life. If you suffer from low self-esteem, feeling self-limiting behaviors, self-limiting beliefs, feeling like you have to hold yourself back, that you're just not comfortable, you're really kind of anxious and feeling depressed around these people. It's more than annoyed. It's really gotten to a point where it's affected your operating system of how you direct and direct your life and what you pursue. It can be very devastating down to the core of one's personality, and really, people do hit rock bottom. The pain becomes great enough. They're saying something absolutely positively has to change here. I'm physically broken down. I'm now suffering crippling arthritis. I'm now suffering a crippling self-esteem. I feel like I'm invisible. I feel like I can't speak up. I'm not living my life. I've essentially given my life up over to this person. Well, now it's time to reclaim your power. And that is what this is all about here. So I would like to arm you with some tools, and I hope we can articulate a number of those here to help you reclaim your personal power. One is the recovery journal. This is a pad of paper, a notebook, 8.5 by 11. Not just a skinny one subject. I would recommend getting a thicker, 3 subject or 5 subject notebook, leather bound. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just be, a regular notebook. But I want this to be a place for you to come. I want this to be a place for you to go and articulate on several topics. The first is what you truly want, what you truly want to become, what you really truly want to have. What are your true goals for your authentic self? And I want this to be a place where you're able to articulate this and write this out without the presence of your inner censor, without the presence of this narcissistic influence in your life. And I want to sort of create a sense that these narcissists, if you can put them all into one place, essentially it's creating a negative impact on your life. And this becomes so ingrained in you, it becomes a limiting factor in your life and tends to hold you back to the point where it's essentially a self-limiting belief. And I want you to understand that this becomes your inner critic. This becomes, someone, such a negative voice, which you're maybe not even conscious of. But when you feel like you just can't sort of live your life, you don't know who you are. It's a strange statement. But you don't really know what you want. You feel like you're not able to be living your life in safety, in happiness, in joy, without feeling a fear, feeling fearful, feeling guilty, feeling like you're missing an obligation to someone. These feelings are directly correlated to the abuse of the narcissist, who's trying to keep you under their thumb, like as their supply. So I want you to really be able to get past that inner censor when you fill in these topics on your recovery journal and really begin to ask yourself these questions. If I didn't have such chaos in my environment, I would really love to. If I didn't have all this fear and obligation and guilt in my life, I would really like to become XYZ ... If I didn't have such self-limiting beliefs that have been imprinted on me from these negative and narcissistic people, I would really love to have ABCD ... I would really like to have as a hobby ... So for example, these are questions to help you liberate that true authentic self, that you who's been covered up and denied a life, been denied an existence, been denied a voice. There's a number of different questions that you can help to get to kind of break through that, and I'm developing these in my book. And I plan to get this very organized, and so you can have it all in one place. So you can utilize these tools to help you get to the other side of this abuse. And the recovery journal is a fantastic way where you can have a place to go and essentially express all this and have it written out, so you can really get a glimpse of your true self and what you truly want to become. The next I would definitely recommend is your affirmations, affirming all of these, beginning with the I am. So your I am statements really start to reaffirm your inner truth and your inner self, not the person that the narcissist has quote unquote tried to create you to be, but your true authentic self, the one that really knows how you want to be, how you want to live, the things you want to have, that you are now giving yourself permission to pursue in life and not being held back by this narcissist. So you've got your recovery journal, your affirmations. There's so much. I think I'm going to break these out in a couple of different videos and really start to articulate this so you can have an organized manner. I have gone through much of these on the various other videos here on the channel, so you can take a look in those. But I will be developing these in the next series of videos, so you can go ahead and really put those into play so you can start to liberate yourself and your energy. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.